My pleasure. Thank you. 'I'm in charge of the campaign, but as you can see, I'm now getting to know them. We're not interested in the
Six o'clock tomorrow. Is that today or tomorrow? It's already tomorrow. Yeah, she went back to the hotel with anything. Oh, yeah, we've been here for 3 minutes.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Have you met the 40 person?
Yes, studio.
Yes, but you came to the studio. That was the studio.
Person in the studio.
Pre-COVID. Everything is online now, so I don't remember. Right.
You must remember. You look fresh.
Oh, yeah, well,
All right, gotta go to work.
okay, well,
See you tomorrow night.
fantastic seeing you. See you tomorrow. I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, It wasn't raining, but still. Oh, yeah. I better rest up there tomorrow.
When I'm not doing this, I'm not doing you anyway. So I showed this to people, and they said, okay, so I said,
Do it in reverse. Take this. There's a couple of picture edits at the top.
Or if you're doing a live,
Or we can just do one of One more.
But you know, even in little boroughs, where you just we've still got in the most rural just check, there's no three stages. No, people are outside the polling station, and I said, go to HQ, there might be some most of and they started chanting, instead of Galloway, they were chanting Samo. And then they just dispersed. So maybe they came before we got here, realised that there was no. That's it.
When you say tomorrow, do you mean today?
Of course. Hey, how are you, Julian?
Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Can I do a little hello and a little chat? Of course. I'm so sorry to.
Are you ready?
Oh man, appreciate it. Miss you guys. Just a family man now.
Which one am I looking at? The GoPro or the Lumix?
The Lumix.
I can look at the Lumix. Am I looking at you then, yeah?
I don't know how to do these things.
No, you're fine. I think, be careful, that's going to go everywhere. All right.
Of course, we picked the wrong moment.
Tell you what, come over here, Julian, it'll be fine, yeah?
Let's do it. There we go. What's going on in the background?
Just here with your
Yeah.
When he got out, he was crowdfunding on Facebook to go to Israel. Nothing said. Pin drop point. Sorry, I just had to say it. No.
So am I, mate. I'm still almost in a trance of what we're
This is the detail. You talk about the whole picture. What you do. If I send you that thing, you yourself, 2015,
and I said to the Sunday Times when they said, well, look,
13,
I said to the Sunday Times,
go
yeah,
through
but where? Not in the business of
Tory
losing.
friends.
And like George, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. So, and having done a full analysis in the full belief very early on, like so it never by Parliamentary Labour George. I said at the start, it's crush. But when I said crush, I think I took it maybe a little bit too literally. We did that as we came in earlier. When you come back, I'm going to get 3 hours sleep. drive to London, move house, and then head to Parliament to get George set up for his induction on Monday morning. And in between, I've got a farmers market to run. Yeah, I've got a no ceasefire, no vote conference in London, potentially in this house, in this elsewhere. We've started.
Well done. Amazing. Really appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that, brother. Sorry, man. Let's see if I can get that thing. Sorry.
So he's in a very serious political challenge. First of all, he puts up a Brexit party against me, one of the biggest Brexit campaigners. And then he makes these statements. I think he forgets on my telephone. On my telephone, I have a text from him. No. I have a text from him. At that moment, I was prepared to consider it. And he then said, look, maybe the next one, or let's see. And it was a long conversation. It was really kind of a continuation of the Brexit party for a very brief moment. She seemed to have reinvented themselves in 2024. And I don't think that they're not, and they're not, they did extremely badly, as they did in the last week. So I'm wondering what it is that he keeps telling us about Well, did they withdraw their support from the candidates? They did the border line, but the border line will continue to campaign. We've got the candidate was around the we sent them all the pictures and testimony of people, including this is a criminal council, including councillors bringing a Quran into people's houses and asking the voters to swear on it. They support them, something which, without doubt, would lead to imprisonment. So it's not really true that they withdrew their candidate, but our answer, of course, was exceptional circumstance. So we got more than them, and Labour didn't even come remotely second. I'm not even sure if we came and the Conservatives were sounded by local independents. Never featured in a single feature in the by-election coverage. So it's a pretty remarkable result.
People who are concerned that they care about this in Parliament, that your right against the backdrop of MPs.
But you know why I'm wearing a hat? Because I was savagely assaulted in 2014 as a member of Parliament before a mother of two of my parliamentary colleagues. I was hospitalized and scarred in the street by a supporter of Israel who went to prison for 20 months. So I'm not really the person who should be putting that. I take the premise that they're scared of me. They're absolutely scared of me. Well, I wish they'd been concerned when I was savagely assaulted. By then, if they had been more concerned, perhaps subsequent events might not have happened. Mr. Speaker gave no support to me whatsoever. No, none. Significant parliamentary figure even raised the issue of the assault on a sitting member of Parliament. Only Peter Orban in the entirety of the media made a programme and interview about it. So, as I say, I'm really not the person. This has been nice. Can he give you any evidence? The only people who suffer intimidation are us, really the people who have got an assailant in jail right this moment, who was caught on CCTV ripping down our banner and then arrested. He's now on a charge of criminal damage, theft, a hate crime, and parking on double yellow lines. So he's in quite serious trouble. Unless you can tell me of another offence that has been committed against another candidate by anyone associated with our campaign, and not, then again the question is,
And just one question. There'll be people waking up in Rochdale this morning as their member of Parliament and feeling as though local issues in Rochdale have been that this is
I've just been elected.
or they may feel that this has been a conflict in the Middle East.
I've just been elected. They've spoken. The people of Rochdale, give them a chance. Well, you see, I'll be using such parliamentary skills as I have acquired over the best part of 30 years, 6 previous parliamentary. I'll be using such gifts that I've already and I'll be speaking for millions of people who feel that they're not unheard by or the journalists for that matter, that they are earnest feelings of anguish about what's happening in Gaza is being ignored, or worse, distorted into the kind of Islamophobic fervor which the political class and much of it has been whipping up over the last few weeks.
Do you think Islam does believe
If you believe it, I've got a bridge on London I could sell you going cheap. Nobody believes it. If he really did, he wouldn't have wrecked the SNP motion in the House just a week or so ago. He would have backed the SNP's motion. Or better, he'd have called a debate himself and put his own motion down. He didn't do any of those things. He preferred to force the Speaker into a monstrous manipulation of parliamentary conventions and cause the scenes that you all saw in the House of Commons. No, he's a phony. He's doing everything that he can to protect Israel from the righteous wrath of the international community and the people of Britain. He's sold his soul to the Israel lobby. I was, well, I'll tell you, I was in the room in 2015 when he gave a speech calling for Israel to be kicked out of FIFA. I've got the pictures if you want to see them. So in 2015, Israel was an apartheid state. It should be kicked out of FIFA for racism. In 2024, he's on the phone with the president of Israel, Mr. Herzog, who is unequivocally, for what he used the word, without qualification, a supporter of Israel. We will always stand by Israel. That's a big thing. Would you always stand by any country in the world? Why Israel? I think that he believed that it was a useful stick to beat the Corbyn. He felt that he could drive out the left and by weaponizing what were overwhelmingly unfounded false charges of anti-Semitism against organisers, parliamentary crimes. I think it was for reasons as base as that. I don't know if he was telling the truth in 2015 or he's telling the truth now. Rather, well, he was lying in 2015. What he was lying now.
So you're going to get back to politics, shoulder to shoulder like this. Here's where they start. What's your goal? What's the main part of the
I don't know if this guy will allow me to quote Mark Twain. The difference between the wolf and the fox is this. The wolf is quite clear about its intention. When it comes to what you know what it's going to do. The fox on the other hand looks like it's smiling. It looks like it's friendly. That's the difference between the Conservative Party and the Labour Party. And so my ire precisely that reason. The Tories don't pretend to be friends with people.
when you walk into office, you know what they're going to accuse you of anti-Semitism. Say
Well, it's what I'll be saying to them that I'll be concerned about. I'm one of the few people in the country that has a certificate of the falsity of that charge. That twice in the High Court in London, one Bible case, and you may know your colleague Rachel Johnson. Well, she was on your station. And she inspired and for precisely that kind of totally false, baseless, egregious, and vicious accusation.
People take different positions on key subjects. A lot of people think that the phrase "from the river to the sea" is racist and
Are there really a lot of people? I appreciate there are a lot of people in the media bubble, in the political class, who at least pretend to. But what is objectionable about people being free between a river and the sea?
Jewish people think it's intimidatory.
Well,
and they think it's
not the Jewish people, not the Jewish people on the demonstrations for Gaza chanting it. Some Jewish people say that they find it these things, but
is that something worth respecting?
no, because the Palestinians have a right to be free, and they have a right to be free between the river and the sea. Now, if you're really asking me what should be the final state of affairs in Israel-Palestine, well, my position is quite well known. I think there should be one democratic and secular state between the river and the sea. And if I was doing their marketing, I'd call it the Holy Land.
So you don't want Israel to exist?
Well, no state has a right to exist. Not the Soviet Union, not Czechoslovakia, not the Zionist apartheid state of Israel. I believe the best solution for everybody is, as it was in South Africa, freed from apartheid, a democratic state where white people and black people, Jews, Christians, Muslims, live as equal citizens. That's what I believe. I appreciate you don't believe it, and that there are others who don't believe it. But it's a legitimate view. It's one that has already been adjudged in law in Britain to be a legitimate one, and I hold it. I got a mandate for it tonight.
Sorry. But before we do any more, before we do any more, George, Sean wants to give you a hug. He's not been able to give you a hug.
Well done, you. Good morning,
Sorry.
You did actually walk in.
Your first word stood up about Gaza and Islam. What about the people of Rochdale?
Well, I went on.
But your first priority when you get to Westminster will be what?
Well, there's a genocide going on, and it's an odd thing, it's an accusation that we're talking about a genocide. It may surprise you, but millions of people in Britain are vitally concerned about that. And as a genocide is taking place, that's, of course, the first thing I'll raise in Parliament. The second thing I'll raise is that you cannot be born in Rochdale because they stole our maternity cells. The third thing will be you can't die in Rochdale because they stole our AV. You can't even be locked up in a cell in Rochdale because they stole our jail. So there's no dichotomy. My campaign, as you can see on all my videos, was for Rochdale, for Gaza. And that's what I did.
And against Chris Farmer, who's your public enemy number one.
The Labour Party is in very big trouble now. It has lost the confidence of millions of its traditional voters, many of whom have voted Labour for generations. And they need to wake up this morning to the reality of this result, that we, in the Workers' Party, and independents up and down the line, are going to stand against them. I think we'll do quite well.
You're going to pick up the phone to
Oh yeah.
and so on. You can't do it again. You can do it on the election.
Don't hold me responsible for the Labour Party imploding and the Tory going on holiday during the campaign. I can only beat who's in front of me. And I did sound after the general election. We'll do everything we can to hold the seat.
The campaign against anti-Semitism was concerns about the election. You used some language that was offensive during the campaign.
Well, evidently not in Rochdale, because I won a thumping victory. And I'm not answerable to the campaign against anti-Semitism. I'm answerable to the people of Rochdale.
You're a democratically elected MP. You represent all Rochdalians, as you said. Do you not have a responsibility to make sure that you're respecting their views, even if you don't agree with them?
I absolutely will.
But you're using phrases that offend a lot of people.
Well, evidently not. I've just won a thumping victory in the
That doesn't
election.
mean everybody
Congratulations.
agrees. Well,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Okay.
But don't you have a responsibility?
My responsibility is to be true to the campaign I ran and the mandate that I have. Now, I have a mandate on the issue of Gaza because you all told the people I was only fighting on Gaza, which wasn't true, but that's what you told them. So you got your answer. Now I've got a mandate for the people of Gaza. Thank you.
How does this result affect the enemy of Gaza?
Well, I think it affects the British Parliament and its attitude to the... Who are you, by the way?
Yeah.
I think... Didn't I predict to you earlier?
I did predict to me. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much.
On your prediction. But I want to know how
I'm
this
coming
affects the
to
result.
it.
How this result affects the war in Gaza.
Well, it affects the British Parliament's attitude towards the war in Gaza. First of all, I've got the freshest mandate, the biggest mandate, to speak against the ironclad consensus for Israel on the British front benches. And I know how to deploy that mandate. and I will. And I'll be speaking for millions. I mean, this is something consistently underestimated by the media and the political class. We like to write off, you know, concern about Gaza is just a Muslim issue. Isn't Muslim feelings didn't matter, their votes didn't count, but it's actually a matter that concerns millions of people, most of them not Muslim, in Britain, and indeed around the world, and including many Jews at the front of every demonstration. So it will affect, if you like, the weather inside the British Parliament. If Keir Starmer doesn't heed it, then he's going to pay a very high political price for it.
You've made clear what message you think is sent to Keir Starmer. What's your end goal when it comes to the Labour Party?
We want to replace it. We are, if you like, the Labour revival. We are the people who want to give and offer the British people a real party of the workers, a real Labour party. Every country needs one. Britain doesn't have one, at least not until now.
Just finally, you'll know that not everyone here in Rochdale voted for you. There were lots of people here pretty unhappy about your election. I've just spoken to the Tory candidate who was almost in tears. Will be quite upset about your election.
You're seriously putting to me that the Tory candidate was in tears about politics. What do you expect him to be? Popping the champagne? And he just told me he's been on holiday during the campaign.
He was in tears and he said that this was a dark day for Rochdale.
But he would say that. I've just trounced him in an election.
But he says he's a proud Rochdale man.
But he
and
got
he
a
thinks you don't care about the town.
Well, but the people disagreed. The people gave him a laughable vote. Totally laughable. He was trounced by an independent that no journalist knew the name of. And you're seriously putting to me the feelings of the Tory candidate? Come on. Thank you.
Galloway.
No, not really. I knew that we were going to. The gentleman I just spoke to from ITN can testify. I told him that several hours before the polls closed exactly what the result would be. That Labour would be crushed. That just get a few rides of the Price Grandchildren campaign would be crushed. And that the independent would be second. So he asked you to come out. Well, I think we would have been them anyway, but of course, perhaps not. But the Labour Party didn't give up on the campaign, despite Keir Starmer ordering people to do so. I say ordering them to do so because it hasn't affected the Labour councillors in my constituency throughout the campaign, taking Qurans into people's houses and asking them to swear on the Quran that they would vote for the Labour candidate, Azhar Ali, and we've got evidence of that. And we've sent all the evidence of these Labour shenanigans to Labour, and they've done nothing about it. So it isn't true, you know, that they actually withdrew from the campaign, they just pretended to. Just like they're pretending to be in favour of a ceasefire in Gaza.
Highly likely there'll be a general election next year.
Well, we'll try. I think that you'll be surprised how well you will do in the months available to us. And we fully intend to see Yes, I won't be able to achieve that one by the time of the general election, but I'll achieve the following. I'll get the open air market reopened, which is a significant part of the reason for Rochdale's decline. If you'll know, in this region, the only town that really breeds on its own outside Manchester is Bury, and the reason is the open air market. And we're going to eradicate with an open air market here in Rochdale, which we once had and which was taken away. And I hope, I may actually be trumped on this, I hope to save the Rochdale football club. I'm told, I don't know if it's true, that the American is going to really offer Very glad to save me having to save it. I was campaigning to save Rochdale because Rochdale is at the heart of too much of our heart. I don't know. I think so. We'll do everything we can to win. Obviously, we'll guarantee the lecture as Labour and Conservatives.
George Galloway, congratulations. You've said that you're going to represent everybody in Rochdale and voted for you this weekend. Some people say you're very divided. Do you think you can bring people back together here and get Rochdale a better deal than
I certainly try. I meant what I said about the Rochdale revival. I think the revival of the civic spirit in the town is vital, and unity is important for that. But it wasn't me that dragged Rochdale's name in the dirt. It was Labour. First in covering up the grooming scandal, and secondly in imploding with anti-Semitic comments made by the Labour candidate. We were trending for 2 full days that week, and it wasn't in a good way, and it wasn't about me. So divisive is not really a charge, I think, that can be laid against me. I've just won a thumping majority in a by-election.
you have it? So Keir Starmer is calling for a ceasefire now. Biden is hopeful it will happen. Are you? And would you lay off him in that instance? It doesn't seem like there's any prospect of you laying off Keir Starmer.
Or any prospect of them actually genuinely seeking an end to the war in Gaza. I've been saying that anyone who believes Keir Starmer is trying to end the war in Gaza, I've got a bridge in London, I could sell them going cheap. It is a totally unbelievable pretense. If he really did, he would have backed the SNP motion in Parliament, or at least not tried to wreck it, which is what he did. And he tried to wreck it because what he is asking for is a different thing to what the SNP were asking for. And what the SNP were asking for was a genuine ceasefire.
And just finally, it sounds like you've got big plans for this new party of yours. Do you hope to replicate this in seats across the country in other constituencies coming election?
Yeah, especially in this region. I don't know what will happen elsewhere in the country, but I have now received deputations from Bolton, from Oldham, from Blackburn, from Bury, and from Tameside in Greater Manchester. And that's just the deputations I've received. We've got 59 parliamentary candidates ready to go, and we'll stand in, therefore, 70 Labour seats, and either defeat them ourselves or cause their defeat. And there will be independents, not Workers' Party, but independents that we're ready to support, who will stand up and down the country, and I know of many already in the field who will now be energised by the result here tonight. I think Keir Starmer's woken up this morning to his worst nightmare.
George Galloway, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Onwards.
Can we?
We can at last.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, George.
Thanks, Julie.
Nice one.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Nice one.
I'm not a fan of these guys.
I like it.
Of what?
These types of signs.
Of signs? Which one? Oh, this. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Huh.
Is that yours?
Oh, that's all, folks.
Chris?
Sorry.
Did you get everything?
Yeah, I've got everything.
Did you get any exclusives?
Nothing exclusive.
Go over and read it, please. Go over and read it. Nothing about filming. Just go over. You have a memory.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just saying thank you.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'll take Yeah. I'll take it back. I'll go with Shane.
Champ is here.
Champ is here. Champ is back. The champ is back. The champ is here.
Champ is here.
Yes.
I told you. I told you. I shook up the. You shook up the world, George. Fair play.
The champ is back. The champ is here.
Yes.
I told you. I shook up the world.
Yeah.
Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, I've got everything and more. And more.
Not ugly like some of the other candidates. No names.
That's it. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, good. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, George, you're the best. Thank you. See ya. That's all, folks.
Look, we're all going to get some sleep. We're all in the same place. When let's quickly just catch up prior.
Yeah, Juma. No more Juma. Let's turn this all off. Alright.